Hello. I need to check the sound for this. Hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Speaking at normal volume, normal volume, normal volume. Okay, so that's where it's gonna end up being. Hello. Hello. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and start. Hello and welcome to another episode of Adjusting, a college podcast by me, Bruce Jordan, a freshman in college, and this is my sort of pseudo diary where I speak and yeah, hello. Oh, this episode is brought to you by my parents who let me live in their house, and D Yankee, the Christmas album. I decided to change the music for these next few episodes. So it's still jazz music, but it is holiday, and I couldn't get around the symbol, the little picture there, so I decided to keep it there just to like mark, oh yeah, like you look at the thumbnail and you're like, oh yeah, this was that episode. So let's get started. This is a shorter episode. Excuse me. only because, well, it's I don't know. I'm tired. That's one of the things. Oh, man, I forgot that my dream journal. That's what I was gonna do this week. I was gonna read some parts of my dream journal. Maybe I still can. That's hilarious. Hello and welcome, people who are on my Instagram live stream. If you want to listen to the jazz part as well and don't want to see my face, I recommend you click the link in my bio. It's pretty soothing, actually. I'll be right back. I'm actually gonna go fetch my dream journal. So enjoy the jazz. Alrighty. Tip. Alrighty, now we're back. Excuse me. I hope the jazz found you well. I love jazz. And that makes me very happy that you like my podcast. Whew. And let's do some ASMR. If you can see, this is my microphone right here. Okay, so on with the formalities and structure of the podcast, because without structure, everything would fall. So, these past 2 weeks, I had a Cal test, and hold on, let's go ahead and look at a calendar, because my mind's a little frazzled right now. We've been putting up Christmas lights all day. When was the last episode? When was it? Does anyone remember? I know it was 2 weeks ago. What was 2 weeks ago? Today's the 25th. So it was the 11th. Right? Yeah, because I took 3 weeks last time. Yeah, okay. Okay, so alright, I was looking at the calendar. Right, so did I already tell you all about my Cal test? I'm gonna tell you all anyways. I took a Cal test and I got an 82 on it, which is actually pretty good considering math is not my strongest. But it's alright, because I'm gonna pass that final and I'm gonna get that credit. I need to. I absolutely need to. Let's see. The 15th, that Thursday, I had a lot going on. So Thursday's usually my busiest days because I have 3 classes. I have my lecture, then I have Cal, and then I have my workshop, and then after the workshop I have Senate, and then I go home. Though that's not till like 9 or 10. But that Thursday, not only did I have all my classes, but I was so anxiety ridden because the day before I made 2 potato casserole dishes, items, things, and for the next day, because not only did I have my classes, but I had the Student Alumni Association Friendsgiving, and it was held on campus, and it started at 5 till 6:30, no, 5 till 7, and Senate is at 6:30. But there's this new thing called Picks and Chisels, and basically what that is, it's like what you would think a big and little is, and it's basically that. So I'm a chisel, right? Because I'm a new member. But my pick was last year's president. Her name is Alana, and she's really, 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 really cool. And yeah, like, I don't know. And so yeah, I had that, and I ate. I didn't eat it all that day. I just drank water until like 5. Have y'all seen the picture of the cat? The one that's like me, my first meal at 5 p.m. You know which one? That one's, yeah, that's me. That's me. And which is something you shouldn't do. You should not do that. You should eat regularly spaced and balanced meals. I just I don't because I don't have money to buy food, and all the money I get I put to gas, because gas is the only thing that I really spend money on. So if you see me spending money on something, you best know that I saved a lot of time and spared on gas. And this goes for like all the semester. Like if you saw me at all during the semester with something that my parents did not buy for me and I bought myself, just know that I was stretching it. I was really stretching it. Ow. And so that was really fun, and I ate, and there was a lot of food for some reason. A whole lot of food. I took some home. Oh man. I got like cut like on the nail bed, on my nail bed. I don't know if y'all can see that. And it's been bleeding all day, and I don't have any band-aids. Anyways, but after that, like Friendsgiving, after Senate at 8 o'clock, 8:30, was the Student Government Association's Thanksgiving, and I ate so much. Oh my god. Like, just like in total. And like, also if you're wondering, that in the background is my dryer and my washer. I'm doing. My mom's doing laundry right now. If that's what you're wondering. Yeah, I like this mic. It picks up noises. However, I wish it didn't pick up as much as it did, or more. I wish it focused better. I'm on the more focused setting, anyways. So I mean, the more focused I'd have to be, like, get our own sound booth, but whatever. And so there was me, Cameron, and Amy, and then my friend Pedro. And we took a bowl of gravy and a bunch of desserts. And then we were there until like midnight. And then I took Amy home. And then I went home and I went to sleep. And then... oh yeah, it was at the president's house. And that was cool. He has a really, really nice house. Way nice house. And I don't know, it was like, I was at like my first college kickback. I was at my first kickback in general. See, I was popular, but not stereotypical popular in high school. I was popular by force because I was student body president. Like, people knew me, and because I was like out there, people knew me. Like, it wasn't because like, oh yeah, like I was super good looking or super athlete, or like threw parties or went to parties and like was a party animal and like drank and got with a bunch of people, like, sexually. But nope, I was popular in my own way. And so that was my first time like experiencing that, and that was interesting. Fun fact, I have a bottle opener on my keychain for my keys. I don't drink, but it's to portray the illusion that I do drink, so that I seem cool, you know. That was lame. And yeah. Then the day after, it was the last day of this program that I was doing called Excel, and it's basically like it's a smaller part of the Student Government Association that introduces people to the Student Government Association. So when you like go and apply to it, you don't go in head first, blinded. And that was the last day that we had. And that was the last day we had class. And it was interesting because there's like a list of requirements that we have to do, and I was like one of the first people to finish it. And then in like my actual class that day, university, we had to start building our contraption, Rube Goldberg, a series of events that like do to like something simple, and it's really interesting. My partners are interesting. Yeah. And so I did that, and hello Mimi. And I recommend you go to the link in my bio so you can listen to the soft Christmas jazz and the tumbling of my of my washer and dryer. And that's, I don't even know. I have one more class, and I have one more day of that class, and that's this Friday. Then the following day, I usually sleep in on Saturdays, and then I go Dutch like at 9. But that Saturday was my old high school's like my team's, sorry, it was their tournament, and is there a tournament this Saturday? I don't know. I don't know if there's a tournament this Saturday. I'll find out though. No, I don't think there is. I think it's next Saturday, and it's at Franklin. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. I lost 2 viewers. It's okay. What was I saying? Right. And I woke up in the morning to go pick up my Kismesis. Yeah, at Franklin or Coronado. Which I'm not sure. I'll ask. And so I woke up I left my house at 7. Well, I woke up and out. What time did I wake up? I woke up at 5 something, so I could watch the final episode of American Horror Story, which was a horrible ending, by the way. I'm not gonna say anything because I'm a believer in not spoiling stuff. And then I left my house because I went to go pick up my Kismesis, my hate mate. I don't know how to describe it. If you know Homestuck, you know what I'm talking about, what a Kismesis is. It's like black romance. I don't know. It sounds weird when I describe it every time, and people just look at me like, what the heck? Anyways, all you need to know is that they're annoying, and I hate them, but they're so cute. The end. And so I went to go pick them up, and they live far away from me. Then on the way back, I picked up Mimi and Cameron. Hello, Mimi and Cameron. And we went to Del Valle, and I only judged because I wanted to. We had so many people judging, and I asked like my university class if they wanted to judge, and I sent an email, and I gave this thing in class, and no one showed up from the class actually, but that's okay. And so after that, it was an amazing tournament, by the way. Good job, y'all. If any of you are listening, it was awesome. Yeah, it was awesome. And then after, we got in my car, same people, including Lolly this time, to go to my friend Israel's going away potluck. He left for the Air Force the 19th of November, and all he requested from us was to send him at least one meme every day. Man, that's so weird. And Israel's doing good. I think the Air Force was doing very well. I think it suits him very, very nice. And we had like dinner with him and his family, and we were there, and it was all good fun, and I got to see him one last time before he left. Like that Saturday, like was his last day, because on the 18th he got moved to a hotel with all of his stuff. Then he got sworn in, and then on the 19th he left. Like left. Like this was the last. Like that day was the last day he was going to be in his house. And like that was so weird. And it kind of makes me it makes me sad. It makes me sad. I forget how I met Israel, but he always used to wear this scarf, and he was really cool. We would like joke around, and like I had him for a class one year for U.S. history, and he would never do his work, nor would he ever do his homework. He would literally just play Pokemon, and he never turned in anything, and then when he did, it was half done. And then, this ain't a race, but I still take first place. I take your man just to shove it in your face. Okay, sorry. And we were great pals. He would just play, and then I don't even know how, but he passed that class with an A, and it was the most incredible thing I'd seen anyone do. And then this one time I was going to class, and I was like, "Hey Israel, watch this," and I dabbed so hard, my glasses broke. And like he like dabbed with me, and he was like, haha. And then like when he looked up, I was like looking away, and he was like, oh man. That year, was it that year? What was it? No, and then the next year, his mom drove all the way to my house, and to pick up his date and my date, Cassie, to homecoming, and drove us all the way to Del Valle. And his mom is so cool. Like this one. She's like awesome. She's very lucky to have him as a son. This one time I went to his house, and we were playing Xbox, and it was like late, and I was like asleep. And he's like, "Hey man, you can't keep falling asleep." And I was like, "Yeah, I can." And he was like, "Stand up so you don't fall asleep." And I was like, "I'm gonna fall asleep standing up just to spite you." And so I stood up, and I leaned against the wall, and I fell asleep standing up. I don't know when the next time I'll see Israel is, but I hope it's not too long. I definitely miss him, and he made going to high school a whole lot easier, knowing that I had one other friend there. You know, like I have a lot of friends, but like Like he was there in my time of weakness. And I appreciate that. Israel, if you ever get around to listening this podcast, I don't know how. I don't know how or what or how, but I just want to say, brother, I love you, brother. And I hope the Air Force is doing you well. Then the next 3 days I had class, and then Thursday was Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving was so interesting. I always go to my Aunt Hilda's house, and she's like fake white. Her husband's name is Bruce, and he's like a real white guy, and it's always like a Martha Stewart-esque Thanksgiving, and it's really cool. It makes it feel like I'm in a movie. Like if I'm really like at like a Thanksgiving movie. I don't know, it's so cool. And then after, I went to my aunt's house, my tia Belinda, and my cousin were there, and my Nina was there, and then we ate, and it was real fun. And some of my cousins from Juarez were there, and I ate so many bacon wrapped jalapeno poppers. I think I died. Thank you. And we went to Walmart just to see how Black Friday looked like. And my cousin's got some video games, and my cousin got, what did he get? I forget. But we drew names for Secret Santa. Well, it's not really secret, but my cousins do like a gift exchange. Yeah, and I got my cousin Melanie, and I'm gonna get them, I don't know, probably like some like pins for their hair, because they cut their hair real short, because heck, society and gender roles, and they put pins in their hair, and so maybe I could like get some new pins for them, or like the soundtrack to Be More Chill. I would buy them a vinyl, but I know they don't have a vinyl player. But it would still be pretty cool, I think. Maybe I can get them like a Hamilton vinyl or something. And then my cousin Israel, he got me, and he asked me what I wanted, and I said CDs for my car, or a better FM transmitter, because the one I have currently is it was like $6 from Family Dollar, but you know, it's whatever. It still works, and that's all that matters. Vinyls. And excuse me. Oops, I tapped it too hard. Then the following day was my dad's birthday. He turned 47. Happy birthday to my dad. I am very thankful for my dad, because he takes very good care of me, and he loves me unconditionally, and I appreciate that. I think we should just observe. Alrighty. Thank you. Thanks, Pops. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. He's a great person, and I love him unconditionally. He's my parent. One of my parental units. And if there was words to describe him, I would use those words. But there's no words currently in the English dictionary that allow me to express how amazing he is. Thank you. Thank you, I appreciate it. And the following day, Saturday. Oh wait, I'm not done. Friday, we hung out all day, and we went to Florida's Meat Market on Zaragoza because he always goes there on his birthday. Then we got a steak and eggs, and then from there where did we go? Oh, it was kind of late. Well, first we like cleaned some statues, and then we went, and then what did we do? I'm missing a gap. I'm sure we went to go buy some stuff for my mom or something. Thank you for the likes. Thank you. And then we went home, and then we went with Rob, and then we went with Rob to the Toyota dealership, and Rob leased out a new 2018 Toyota Tacoma with all these specs and stuff, and it's silver, and it's really awesome, and it's real cool, and he likes it a lot, and it looks real nice, and it was the first ever new car he ever bought, and it's awesome. It really is awesome. And then from there we went to my house, and my dad was gonna go with his friends and my mom places at around 7. So around 7, me and my sister went to pick up Cameron, Mimi, Lolly. Yeah, and we went to Cielo Vista to go see the Black Friday deals and what was going on with that. There wasn't really anything that was like too out there, or any deals that were like too spectacular. If you want real good deals, go to Target and or Walmart. For Black Friday, the Soul Calibur game went down from $80 to $35 at Walmart. And then we went to the fountains, and then we were there at the fountains until like 11-ish. Yeah. And then as we were walking back to my car, if you ever been to the fountains at Farah, on the side where Best Buy is, and on the opposite side of like that section is Barnes & Noble, and so we raced in shopping carts to my car. Do I always go Black Friday shopping? No, I usually don't go Black Friday shopping. That's a good question, actually. Typically, my dad and Rob go. I've only been Black Friday shopping like 3 times. Because typically that's when like my dad goes and like buys Christmas presents. And so like I'm not supposed to know, right? And so I don't go. But it was cool. It was real cool. Then after that, we were going to go home because and then I dropped everyone off except Cameron, because Cameron was going to stay over because the next day we were going to UTEP, but I'll get to that later. And then we went to Amy's house because I don't know if Amy was gonna go to the tailgate that we were volunteering at. And so we were gonna pick her up, but Gucci gang. And so we went to her house and we watched Vines for like 2 hours, and they did Cameron's makeup and like they made him into like a drag queen. It was great. And then we were there at Amy's house until like 2:15 in the morning on Saturday. And then went to my house, and then my parents came home like a half an hour later, and we went to sleep, and we woke up Monday. Gracias, mom. Yeah, and so yeah, I went to sleep, and then on Saturday morning we were supposed to leave my house at 9 so we could get to UTEP on time, because the tailgate started at 10 and we were going to be there till 1, and we weren't going to stay for the game because we were tired. Thank you. I'll let her know. And so excuse me. And so we thank you, Benji, I appreciate. And so we woke up at 8:55, and I was like, oh god. And I woke Cameron up a minute later, and I was like, Cameron, we gotta go. And then we left, and I was like, okay, as long as we leave my house before 9:20, we'll be okay. And we left my house at 9:20, and we got there at 10, and then we got like a ticket thing for like 2 drinks and a breakfast plate. Well, it was like a plate of food, and like whatever food they were serving. It was La Morena, and they were serving like their breakfast, and it was a lot. It was a lot of food, and I didn't know what the heck was going on. And Cameron and I ate a lot that morning, and all I had to do was like for like 10 minutes like go to table asking if they wanted to buy tickets for a raffle that we were doing right then and there. And man, it was pretty wild. And then it ended, and then we went to my house, and so we were trying to figure out La Morena, yes. And so we were trying to figure out how we were going to play Minecraft on the same LAN server, because I didn't have Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi went out like Wednesday, like the Wednesday before. And so it went out like the Wednesday before. And excuse me. And man, it was wild. And so oof, I'm blanking here. I'm sorry. And I don't know what we did or how we did it, but we almost got it figured out. We were using my like phone hotspot, and it was weird. But eventually we didn't get to do it. Get out of my room and play Minecraft. That's actually happened before to me. Then we went to Amy's house to go eat enchiladas with Amy's mom because she made enchiladas. And we were waiting for the dude to come by to like fix the internet. And then later my dad came by because like the dude fixed the internet and it was all good. And then we went home. We took Cameron home, and I got home, and then he downloaded Minecraft, and then I set up a server, and we're on a server now. The server is Minecraft is a little weird. You have to like actually code stuff to like actually get like the server going, and so I just use a server hosting service, and oh man, it's wild. Oh, we're back up to 4 people watching. That's incredible. And oh man. From then we played, and then we got off like at 1:30 in the morning, and then I went to sleep. Hey Rob, hello. And from that I went to sleep, and then this morning I woke up, and Rob brought menudo, and then we ate menudo. Rob, thank you, but I need to do the podcast. There's only like 13 minutes left in it. I was gonna say this is a short episode, but ended up being like a regular length episode. Oops. And we started doing the lights, and we were doing the lights all day, and we got the tree up, we got the lights done, and we're all set up for Christmas. And then the lights are a little bit short on one side, and there's like an empty space that we can put another inflatable in the front, and the twinkly lights work and the blue lights work, and everything looks all nice. And yeah, it was awesome. And then we went to Famous Dave's to go celebrate Rob's birthday. Rob's birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday, Rob. You just happened to be on the part of the show where I was about to talk about your birthday. Happy birthday, Rob. Rob turns 21. Just kidding. 27 tomorrow. Well, in 8 minutes. Yes, I set up Christmas stuff. So yeah, like the delay between like you sending the questions and me answering them, like me talking, is a little bit weird. But don't worry, I'm getting your questions. 21. And yeah, so we set up Christmas stuff, and everything's all nice and set up and whatnot. And it took a lot. That took a lot out of us. It took all day, and we're tired. And that's why I'm tired right now. And that's why I originally was planning to make it a short episode, but the universe had it otherwise. So that concludes my weeks. Usually this only takes around like half an hour, but instead it took like 40 minutes. So this is the part where I talk about advice. My advice that I give everyone is that when school gives you a break, take the break. Take it. Even if you have to rush on the last day before break so you can like enjoy your break, but like doing like homework earlier, which is what I did. Do that. I recommend you do that, because the sleeping in and sleeping to whatever time you want and doing whatever you want and just relaxing and not having to do or think about school or your job or whatever, it's worth it. because like the human body and brain and soul can only work for so long before it needs to rest. And you can only push yourself so far to at the same efficiency to get things done, because after that, then like your quality of work starts going down, and your work ethic starts going down, and your efficiency starts going down, and everything starts going down, and you can't work properly, and you can't work at what you thought you were doing, and what you were originally doing, but now you can't. And so you need to rest, because if you don't rest, then there's nothing that you can do. Like, kind of like how shadows only exist because light exists. Because if light didn't exist, it would just be darkness. But darkness isn't a shadow. It is the absence of light. And once light exists is when shadows exist. And so you need to have a break. Because if you don't have a break, then you have nothing. And there's no progress being done whatsoever. And you're just hurting yourself, and you're eventually hurting your school, your grades, and your work. And that's really all I have. We have 8 minutes left. Let's go on to the weather. It's gonna be cold. The end. Yeah, it's gonna be cold. That's all I have to say for the weather this time, because I wanted to introduce a new segment. And the last 5 minutes of the podcast, where I read a couple of entries of my dream journal. Yeah, there's gonna be no rain or clouds. So here goes. I'm gonna open to a random page. I only have I wish you all could see the ones listening, well, the one person listening, but I only have this much room because thank you. The weather report is great this time. Usually I do a more in-depth weather report, but I talked for too long today. But that's okay. Sometimes you just gotta do things that you gotta do, and it's just the way things work out sometimes. You just gotta roll with it. So I'm gonna flip to a random page. I write in this green ink. I got this almost a year ago, Christmas. He destroyed my day journal. No, I didn't. Mr. Electric, send him to the principal office and get him expelled. So it goes from actually full paragraphs to words, less words. Let's go to my birthday, the day before my birthday, October 4th. October 4th. They did surgery on a grape, guys. They did surgery on a grape. October 4th, 2018, I had a nightmare for the first time in 12 years. And so that's the dream I'll be explaining. So just by that, I had a nightmare for the first time in 12 years. You can tell why this is very significant. I have not had a nightmare since I was 7 years old. I'm 19 now, and I probably already talked about this, but I need to talk about this because it's part of the Dream Journal section. I had a nightmare for the first time in 12 years, and at the age of 7, my last nightmare was, it was me and I was taking out the trash, and it was dark. It was at my old house, and it was dark, and I was taking out the trash. This is like in a nightmare, and I go around the corner to the trash bin, and there's vampires lurking in the shadows, and I scream and run away from the vampires into the house, and they were chasing me. And then I woke up and I was scared. I was 7, right? Now, after that, I just had regular dreams, and then when I turned 12, I started having lucid dreams and was able to lucid dream on command. And then when I turned 14, I did not remember any of my dreams for a whole year. I had no dreams, I had no recollection of any dreams whatsoever for a whole year. And then when I was 15, I started having dreams again, and I was lucid dreaming on command. And so when that happened, my brain would start to form nightmares, but I could get around it because I realized that I was lucid dreaming and it was all fake. Well, not fake, but I could control it. But October 4th, 2018, the dream goes that I was backing out from my car, and there was a car passing behind me, and I let it pass, and then I back out and I go, and all of a sudden, just as I'm about to turn, this girl jumps in front of my car, and as I'm moving, and I'm about to hit her, and she screams, and her scream scares me, and I wake up, and that's my nightmare. I know it's a pretty weak nightmare, but it's still a nightmare nonetheless, and that's what makes it so significant. Now, I have no idea what it means. Maybe I have a lot of anxiety while driving, I'm not sure, but yeah. So, happy birthday, Rob. It's 12:02. So, with that being said, I would like to thank you all for coming out and listening to my weekly bi-monthly? My podcast every 2 weeks. This is Adjusting, a college podcast by me, Bruce Jordan, a sort of pseudo diary where I talk and stuff. This episode was brought to you by D Yankee, Christmas album. This song specifically is track 3. It's a really nice song. The whole track is up to download, or you can buy it all off of. Let me actually pull up my history if I can. From freemusicarchive.org/music/DYankee, or you can go on freemusicarchive.org and in the search bar type in D Yankee, just as it appears right there on your screen. And then is the Christmas album, track 3. And this was actually uploaded the 25th of October. And it's a really nice song. This one specifically is Pleasant Anticipation. And yeah. And so I just like to thank you all for coming out and listening to my podcast. I will see you all in 2 weeks on the 9th. Yeah. Goodbye and good night. I forgot how to turn this off. I forgot how to go offline. How do I? Just unplug the whole thing. Okay. Thank you all. Good night.